You're secretly damaging your blood and brain just by starting your day with sausages. Why is your blood pressure still high, even though you've stopped adding salt, taken your medication regularly, and tried to eat healthier? Many older people still think a sausage in the morning is harmless, but science now shows it's one of the worst things you can do after 60. 1 sausage? Hot dogs often contain a significant amount of sodium, some as much as 500 to 700 milligrams, which is like injecting salt directly into your bloodstream. But it's not just the sodium. Nitrites, saturated fats, and preservatives in hot dogs can silently thicken your blood, cause inflammation in your blood vessels, and potentially affect your memory over time. Why do your legs feel heavy at noon? Why does your heart beat faster after eating? After age 60, every bite of hot dog you eat could be protecting your heart or pushing it closer to heart failure. So let's start with your most dangerous morning habit. 1. Undercooked or raw meats, the invisible threat. She had just eaten a few rare steaks at her nephew's birthday party. But 3 days later, Margaret, 76 and diabetic, was rushed to the emergency room with severe vomiting, dizziness, and low blood pressure. The cause? E. coli, from undercooked beef. Tell me, would you ever think that a rare steak or raw oyster could land you in the hospital? Let me help you understand. After age 65, your immune system slows down. Stomach acid weakens. That means bacteria like E. coli, Salmonella, or Listeria can easily bypass the protective barrier of your intestines straight into your bloodstream. What used to be just a little stomach ache can now turn into sepsis, or even serious complications from dehydration. You might be thinking, I've been eating raw fish all my life, but your body changes. Your risk no longer matches your memory. Have you ever had a sudden fever, diarrhea, or strange fatigue after eating out? That's not just aging. That's food poisoning silently knocking on your door. This type of illness rarely comes with a big warning. It builds up slowly, silently, until it takes over. If you still like eating rare meat, raw seafood, or burgers that are pink on the inside, think again. Cook your food to a safe temperature. Let the flavor come from the seasoning, not the danger. Comment 1 below if this part surprised you, and share with the person who still says, I like it rare. 2. Deli meats, the silent danger in your fridge. You probably have it in your fridge right now. A few slices of ham, turkey, maybe roast beef for a quick sandwich. Looks clean, tastes safe, but for older adults, deli meats may be secretly increasing your risk of cancer and heart disease every day. Let me explain. These meats are considered processed. That means they're high in salt, often a significant amount of sodium per slice, and preserved with nitrites, neither of which is good for older adults. High sodium silently raises your blood pressure, even after you've stopped adding table salt. And nitrites? They've been linked to colorectal cancer by the World Health Organization. But that's not all. These meats are often served cold. For people over 65 with weaker immune systems, that opens the door to Listeria, a dangerous bacteria that thrives in deli meat. Even small amounts can lead to fever, confusion, or more serious symptoms. Ever feel a little lightheaded or bloated after eating a sandwich? That could be your body sending you a warning signal. This isn't about guilt, it's about awareness. You don't have to throw out every slice of meat. But here's what you can do today. Reheat deli meat to 165 DGF. Choose low-sodium or nitrate-free brands. And don't rely on deli meat for your daily meals. If you have deli meat in your fridge right now, comment 2 below. And if you know someone who thinks turkey slices are harmless, send this to them. Take a moment. If you've made a ham sandwich or sizzled bacon for breakfast this week, you're not alone. These are comfort foods, part of our routines, our memories. But growing older means our bodies can't handle them the way they once did. This isn't about giving up everything you enjoy. It's about making one small shift that could protect your heart, your brain, and your independence. So now, let's look at the next one. The one that smells like childhood but lingers in your bloodstream far too long. 3. Bacon. The salty temptation that stays in your arteries. The smell of bacon on a Sunday morning? It brings back memories, doesn't it? Warm coffee, the sound of the pan sizzling, and family laughter in the background. But after age 65, that same crispy slice may be silently hardening your arteries and shortening your life. Let me explain what's really going on. Bacon is high in saturated fat. Just 2 slices can provide a significant portion of your daily recommended intake. It's also preserved with nitrites, the same chemicals we talked about in deli meat, which have been linked to cancer and chronic inflammation. Your aging blood vessels aren't as flexible as they used to be. Saturated fat and sodium, often in high amounts per slice, cause those vessels to narrow, thicken, and restrict blood flow. Over time, you're left feeling tired, with chest tightness and a racing heart after a meal. Ever notice your legs feel heavy after breakfast, or your face flushes for no apparent reason? It's not just getting old. It could be your arteries reacting to what's on your plate. No one is asking you to give up bacon forever. But you can make one simple change. Try lower-fat turkey bacon. Use bacon as a garnish, not the main course, or save it for special days, not a daily routine. If this reminder resonates with you, comment 3 below and send it to the first person who comes to mind when I say bacon. 4. Hot dogs. The convenience that comes at a cost. Just a hot dog. Quick to make, easy to eat. You've had it at baseball games, family barbecues, and as a late-night snack for decades. But after 65, your body sees it differently. For your arteries and your brain, every bite can be a dangerous weapon. Take a closer look. A hot dog typically contains a significant amount of sodium, similar to deli meats and bacon. That alone can raise your blood pressure, but it doesn't stop there. Hot dogs also contain nitrites, preservatives, and unhealthy fats, which can cause inflammation. They silently damage blood vessels, increase your risk of heart disease, and may even increase your risk of colorectal cancer. You may not feel it right away, but the subtle signs will show up. Rapid heart rate after lunch, swelling in your legs at night, that uncomfortable feeling of fullness that keeps you from walking after a meal. And we keep eating them because they're quick, familiar, and cheap. But at what cost to your body, long-term? If you still love sausages, you don't have to give them up completely. Try nitrate-free versions. Eat them hot and fresh, never cold. And treat them as an occasional snack, not a constant pantry staple. Comment 4 if sausages are still a part of your kitchen. And send this to anyone who believes a sausage won't hurt. It's easy to overlook these small indulgences, especially the ones that feel like tradition. Hot dogs at the ballpark, sausages on a sleepy Sunday morning. We've earned a little comfort, right? But comfort, after 65, comes with different rules. Your body still remembers joy. But your heart, your vessels, your brain, they're not as forgiving. So if we've talked about lunch, maybe it's time we looked at breakfast. Because what's sizzling in your pan each morning may be setting the tone for your entire day. Let's take a closer look. 5. Sausage. The morning habit that slowly wears you down. You wake up, stretch, pour your coffee, and fry up some sausages. Warm, delicious, comforting. But what if I told you this simple morning routine could be secretly harming your heart and memory? Take a closer look. Most sausages contain a significant amount of sodium, as much as 500 to 700 milligrams in some, even before you add any salt. They're also high in saturated fat, preservatives, and nitrites, ingredients that can thicken your blood, inflame your arteries, and increase your risk of heart disease and stroke. But here's what makes it worse after 65. Your body metabolizes fat more slowly, your blood vessels become less elastic, your brain becomes more sensitive to inflammatory foods. So, that delicious sausage? It's not just in your stomach, it's circulating throughout your body. And you may feel it as a mid-morning brain fog, or a heavy leg that doesn't want to climb the stairs. Have you ever felt unusually tired or chesty before noon, even after a full night's sleep? It might not be age. It might be breakfast. We're not saying you can never eat sausage again. But after 60, it's worth asking, is it helping your body or secretly working against it? Try leaner options like chicken sausage, cook it in olive oil, or replace it once a week with a veggie scrambled egg or oatmeal with protein. Comment 5. If sausage used to be part of your breakfast. You're not alone, but now you're informed. Let's talk about something that sounds simple but really isn't. The label. You go to the store, pick up a pack of sliced ham or sausage links. The front says things like natural, lean, or slightly smoked, but flip it over, and that's where the real story hides. If you're over 65, what's printed on the back of that package matters more than ever, because your heart, your brain, your kidneys, they can't afford silent damage. Here's what to watch. Sodium. If it says more than 150 milligrams per serving, that's already pushing your blood pressure higher. And then there are those hidden ingredients, sodium nitrite, nitrate, or anything called mechanically separated. Those little terms? They're tied to inflammation, artery damage, even cancer risks in people our age. But the packaging doesn't warn you. It's tucked away in tiny print, written in language most of us weren't meant to understand. And don't forget serving size. Sometimes it says 1 slice, but you eat 4. That number you see? Multiply it. That's how much salt or preservative your body's actually dealing with. The truth is, labels aren't written for seniors. They're written to sell. So next time you reach for a cold cut or a sausage, flip it over. Not because you're paranoid, because you're informed. And if you've ever looked at a label and thought, what does that even mean? You're not alone. Comment below if label reading has ever confused you. We'll keep learning together. One bite at a time. You know, sometimes it's not age that's making us feel tired, bloated, or foggy. It's the little habits we've carried for decades. The slice of bacon we love, the sausage at breakfast, a cold-cut sandwich we trust. These foods aren't evil. They're part of our memories, our comfort, our lives. But our bodies change. What once gave us energy may now slowly take it away without us noticing. This isn't about fear, and it's not about guilt. If you've eaten these meats for years, you're not doing anything wrong. You did what we all did, what felt normal, what felt good. But now, you have a chance to look again. To listen to your body more closely, to read the label, to ask, is this helping me feel strong? Or is it holding me back? And no, you don't have to give up all your favorites. You just need to know which ones support your heart, your brain, your independence, and which ones quietly chip away at it. One small change, one smarter meal, that's all it takes to start moving in the right direction. So here's the question. What's one thing you'll do differently this week? Will you heat your deli meat before eating? Try turkey bacon instead? Skip sausage one morning and go for oats or eggs. Whatever it is, your body will thank you. And if this video made you think even just a little, share it with someone you care about. A friend, a sibling, someone who still says, "I've been eating this my whole life." Maybe your action today could save one more life, yours or theirs.